Day 5 today, guys. Last day of block 1. Got one subject today, my repeat subject. So let's head on in and see how it goes. Everyone, it's Friday. We made it. We are a quarter of the way through the first block. And the best thing is, students are loving it and they're coming back. In today's class, I actually allowed them a lot of time to work on their assessments that are due on the weekend. One of the constraints with block mode is quite often there are multiple assessments that are due sequentially. The good thing is, the 2 assessments that are due for my students this weekend, one tonight and one on Sunday, build on from one another. So the first assignment that's due today, that we spent a lot of time working on Tuesday, allowed the students the opportunity to learn how to dissect a research journal and how to learn what information is most pertinent to them. So I gave them a list of questions that they had to look into the journal and find the answers for. This fed directly into the assignment that we were working on today, which is the first component of their lab report. So instead of writing a whole lab report like they used to in the past, now they still submit a whole lab report, but instead it's done in sizable chunks so they can receive feedback from each stage of the project to put together a cohesive lab report that they're proud of at the end because they understood all the requirements and they were able to build on the feedback and improve themselves. So today I was teaching them overall how to write a lab report. But instead of making it like a lecture where you just drone on and on about formatting, again, I tried to make it as interactive as possible. I said to them all, bring up your laptops, let's learn how to template one. So as I was teaching them about each section, they were templating it as they went. I also taught them how to save it as a template on their computer, so when they write lab reports in the future, they're able to keep using the same one over and over again. Then, once they understood the overall construct of the lab report, they were easily able to build off the knowledge they had on Tuesday about reading journal articles and the knowledge they had today of how a lab report should actually be structured and what goes where, and even things like what synthesizing information looks like rather than what it means. They were confidently able to spend the last hour working on their literature reviews in class, synthesizing lots of literature together in the same way they were taught to do it on Tuesday. I was really worried coming into today because I was expecting a lot of students to start asking for extensions, especially because in today's class there are a couple of students who were part-time or are doing half their year in second year as they're part of a double degree. So they're doing block model alongside traditional model. But it didn't happen. The feedback was they're loving these intensive classes, they're loving how much they accomplish, and they're loving the environment that allows them to be able to ask questions without fear of ridicule and to be able to relate it back to things that are meaningful to them. They also love that everything they do is so contextualized. Not once has somebody said to me, I don't see the point. And so all these students, some of who are doing traditional model alongside block mode, so multiple units, which is not how the block designed, none asked for an extension. And I went and I asked every student individually how they were going because I had the time to do that. And I had the ability to build these relationships. And the fact is, the students get it and they're confident in what they're doing because they don't only understand why they're doing it, but they understand what they're doing and what the reason is. So for that reason, I've got to say, today's a success. This week has been a success. I have loved absolutely every moment of it. I mean, maybe not so much in day 1 when I didn't have electricity. That was a downer. But even that made me realize how supported I am in this environment and how supported not only the students are, but the academics are. I've never worked in a work environment that is so good like this. And even throughout the week, everyone's just checking in with each other. Everyone's so happy to hear how everyone's going. And to me, that's what working in a collaborative environment is all about. And I just can't wait for the rest of the block. Bring it on, and hopefully you enjoyed these videos and I'll take you with me. See ya!